Too Soon Podcast 2017.
Bam. Roasted.
It sounded very aquatic. And I'm back, bitches.
Free my boy Trump.
Two
What?
scoops.
Two
You
scoops.
heard me. 2 scoops.
Welcome, everybody, to the Too Soon Podcast, episode 15, I think, right?
The Two Scoops podcast.
Probably. Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
15 sounds right.
I have
Yeah.
no idea. I
And-
missed one, so everything's out the window.
And I'm the man with the plan, Trenton, joined by entrepreneur Auric,
And I make money.
Playboy Liam,
I make more money.
and bike
You
thief
spend
Trey.
I
Yeah.
have no money.
And we're
Bicycle
here to
thief.
talk about something that we'll come up with on the spot.
Ba, 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 ba.
Ajita.
What's agita? I don't even know.
Ajita is basically the Italian way of saying baby barf.
Pretty
Or,
much.
Like throwing up in your mouth, whatever. Like when you burp and a little bit comes up. That's
So
Ajita.
it's kind of like our way of saying Razzleschmah, right?
Except Italians are more well known than our small group of friends, yes.
Wait, you actually refer to it as that? Like, I thought you were just making up a word.
Yeah, me too.
No, Razzleschmah is a name for when you're on the verge of sneezing, but you just can't sneeze for a long
You
period
get
of
that
time.
weird tingly
We
sensation in the
needed
back
a
of your
word
nose.
for it, so back in like 2011 or some shit, we
Probably earlier than that.
yeah. We decided to come up with that word and create justice for that tingle. And so Razzleschmah is what we came up with because we were fucking geniuses.
That's stupid.
I think it might have been actually a
tough.
friend of ours' cousin Mallow, his cousin Anthony. Yeah, we can say his
It
first
was,
name,
it was
doesn't
a
matter, Anthony.
combined effort between
Yeah,
me and
I think he
Anthony.
might have been the first person to say the word though. Infamous King,
I'm not
741.
I think
remember
we
his
were
gamer
both
tag.
like spitting words back and forth. I don't want to take credit. I like shared credit, but I think I said it, so I'm taking credit. But we'll have.
I remember him
to
saying the word a
define-
lot though. After we
Oh yeah,
defined
well
it.
we were both head over heels for that word for a while.
Don't you mean idiots?
Well, yeah, it's implied by being in love with a word that you created. You're kind of stupid. But on the Ajita note, I remember I didn't even know that there was another word for it, or that people didn't know what not Razzleschmah, what Ajita was. And I was, as many of my high school stories start, I was in my high school library with some friends, and I don't know how the topic of throwing up in your mouth came up, but either it happened to someone or I don't know. But
Did you throw up in their mouths?
Oh no, you know what I think what happened? The librarian just came over and was like, she was joking about something, I don't fucking remember. And she was like, "Oh, that's disgusting, like Ajita," and I was the only one who laughed. And she was like, "You know what that means?" And I was like, "Yeah, my grandma's Italian.
Yeah, I'm
no
Auric.
one else
I know
knows
everything.
what that means. I know. Hey, I'm oregano,
Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
Yeah. So I bonded with the high school librarian over an
and then
Italian
you made
word,
sweet
slang
love.
word. Yeah, she was like 800 years old, but very nice person.
Sounds about right.
Experience.
So, guys, this is the sports section of the podcast where
Okay.
I bring up sports. So I thought of this when we were doing the pre-show. So what if you took a sport and then combined it with an obscene amount of alcohol and then made that a sport? Which sport would be the best sport for that?
Well, wouldn't you
Hockey.
say like ping pong? Because that's already a thing.
Hockey.
What do you- no, like if you take a sport and then just have everybody fucked up while they're doing it.
Yeah, well, that's
Hockey.
what, all right, hockey would just
contact
be
sport.
more violent.
Exactly. Drunk people on ice. What's not funny about that?
But now I'm blanking because I don't play it often. But when you throw the fucking ping pong ball into a cup and drink the cup,
Oh, beer pong.
beer pong. There you go. That's
But I
It's
think
not really
Liam
a
means a
sport.
real established sport.
well,
It's not a
yeah,
sport
but
at all.
is ping pong not a sport?
No.
No, ping pong
it's a
itself
hobby.
is a sport, but
So-
beer pong is not a derivative of ping pong. It's just
I would
you
say
use a
it
ping
is.
pong
I would
ball.
say beer pong would not exist without ping pong. So therefore,
No.
this is the
That's like-
combination of the two. It already happened. Just because it
That's
happened before he asked the
that's like
question.
saying
doesn't
if I
mean it's
take a
irrelevant.
football and I just toss it somewhere that makes it a derivative of football,
Guys,
like the sport, not the ball
Yes, it
itself.
does. If you throw it like a football, because it's a football, it is a part. It is like the sport. It comes
breaking
from the
news,
sport.
guys. I just got.
I would call it playing catch.
I just got a message from one of our viewers, and she said that Quidditch would be a really good sport drunk. Jessica's sitting on the couch.
No, you know
right
what? Fucking NASCAR. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, it's Formula One, because those cars go like 200 miles an hour
On a small Italian road on the ocean.
Yeah, tiny
Actually,
cars.
I just thought of one that'd be pretty fun because it just wouldn't work. Volleyball.
That would be funny. No, basketball wouldn't work at all. Or like football.
I like the drunk driving aspect, but that's
Yeah,
good. I like to see blood.
I like everybody to die.
You generally don't see blood when crashes happen in NASCAR. Usually, you just see fire.
Well,
Yeah.
drunk, you don't know what kind of crashes we'll get.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, I was thinking about that, and I feel like Quidditch is a really good answer. Have you ever seen people actually play Quidditch?
Don't they just run around sitting on a
Yeah,
broom?
they just run around with a broom.
We
A lot of
really-
college campuses
we
actually
need
have
to
Quidditch
invent
teams.
human flight for no other reason than to make those people a little bit less
A
weird.
little bit less weird.
You know, actually, I'm really happy that we brought up NASCAR because I really wanted to talk about the big hit movie of the summer, which is Cars 3.
Is that the big hit movie? Did it come out yet? I
Yeah.
have no idea.
I think it did, right? I think it did like a few weeks ago.
I don't think it came out yet.
I'm pretty sure it came out because I think I saw reviews
I like
for
how
it.
the guy
The
who's
big
bringing
hit,
it up
the movie we don't know if
doesn't
it came
even
out or
fucking
not.
know if it's coming out.
Pixar's most successful franchise that they made 2 more.
All right, we
I
gotta
never
look
got
this
into
up because
Cars.
I have no idea if it's out yet.
I'm
I was
pretty-
on
I'm
the
like-
assumption
I'm
that it was not out
95%
yet.
sure it's out.
I never
Someone
got
fact
into
check?
Cars. I'll look it up. Continue.
I saw the first movie. It was okay.
Oh, it came out in
I,
June.
yeah, really?
Apparently.
Man, that went out with a whimper.
I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah,
Like, I remember
expected
seeing
to
the
hear,
ad
like,
for
oh,
it.
it was so good, or oh, it was so bad. But
Yeah, well, I guess
Nothing.
we're not of the right generation.
but still, you hear that about Pixar movies.
We
Well-
either need to be a little bit older or a lot younger.
Yeah,
Well, I think what it is with Cars is not that the movies were. I mean, Cars 1's a good Pixar movie. It's not the best.
Trent, did you even see
but-
it?
No,
Then why are you
Cars
talking
3?
about it like you did?
because Pixar.
Oh yeah,
that's
that's justifiable.
yeah, but
Well,
then
well,
again,
'cause
DC
Pixar.
also made good movies up until Dark Knight Rises, and then look at fucking all the
Oh
other
no,
ones.
all the Pixar movies are good. Cars is just one of the the original. I'm talking about the first one. It's
It
like
stands
but
out
two-
because cars are people.
yeah,
Yeah.
2 and 3 are kind of. Well, I don't know about 3. I haven't seen it, but 2 is not worth watching. I saw 2. Like
I
half
only
of it, maybe.
saw one
Yeah.
because I was of the appropriate age group, and then when I wasn't, I stopped.
I don't think I've seen any of those movies.
I don't remember
Pixar
anything
movies?
about it.
Or Cars movies.
Cars. I've seen Pixar movies.
You can't live in America, modern America.
I
without seeing
grew
a
up on
Pixar
Toy
movie.
Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Toy Story came out. I think 96.
Maybe 95.
All right,
So
fact check.
I watched it on VHS a whole bunch.
Yeah, I watched
Fucking throwback
Toy Story a
VHSs.
shit ton too. Did you guys like Toy Story 3 though when it came out?
I didn't
Never
watch
watched
it.
It's really good. Really, really
I
good.
heard a lot of good things about it, but
Yeah, I heard like it made adults cry and all that stuff.
the
but-
only recent Pixar movie that I saw was the Finding Dory because I felt like I just kind of had to.
I did see Finding Dory, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it
I
was
didn't
good.
like
came out in
It's-
95.
I mean, it's not.
It was good.
It's the same movie. It's,
you guys
but it's
think-
still good.
Toy Story 4 is going to be any good?
What is it about?
I'm going to
We
guess
don't know yet.
toys.
And a story.
I am excited for Incredibles 2.
Yeah, Incredibles 2 I will definitely see.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm gonna see that. That looks fun.
I wonder how long like the time skip will be. Like, will Jack be like?
I want
no,
it to be
apparently-
0 time to skip. I want it to be right where that fucking mole person comes
Yeah,
out
no,
of the
literally.
fucking parking lot.
I think it's starting as the first movie ends. Like it's
It fucking
literally
better because
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, it's been.
I
Like
want to
10
kill that
years for this
fucking
shit.
mole person.
Where's
Mole
my
man.
super?
He's an
suit?
overconfident fucking hairy fuck with a drill.
Yeah, but I feel like Incredibles 2 will be a good movie, regardless
Yeah, I'm
of
sure it
if
will
it's a
be.
good movie.
But if you guys want to see something Toy Story related, that's kind of weird. That's so trippy. I know the last time I talked about Kingdom Hearts, it was really like long-winded because I told you guys all the titles. But I'm
Don't
not
ever
going to talk about it.
Just get out of here.
No, I'm not going to talk about it. But in that latest trailer for the newest one that's coming out, remember because like it all ended like with the titles.
It's
with
Toy
the
Story
third one
World
coming out. There's a Toy Story World, and the animation in Kingdom Hearts 3 looks better than it looks as good, if not better than Toy Story 3 now. And it's really weird to see like the Toy Story characters animated in a video game that well. So if you want to see just Toy Story characters like looking hyper realistic, well not realistic, but just
Looking real good.
looking real good and actually being in the game, go check out that Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. It's really trippy. I still can't accept
won't
it.
do that, but sure.
I
Probably
would rather
forget
put,
that we
like,
had
a
this
toy that
conversation.
Glow in the dark, but he had no hand.
You guys ever have light up shoes?
Yeah, light up
When I
shoes
was
was a
younger.
bomb.
Yeah, but
They
like,
made
I would
me
always
run
like really
faster.
hurt my.
That's a lie.
They hurt my legs actually.
What? Why? The
They hurt
light?
your
Wait,
legs?
how do lights
No.
hurt your legs?
Not the lights themselves, but what would happen is because I had light up shoes that like as a kid, like you always want to wear your light up shoes when you
Yeah,
have them.
100%.
Yeah.
So I remember several times my light up shoes getting to the point where like the lights were dying, so I'd just be stomping the fuck out of my shoes
my
to get the lights to
God.
turn on to the point where my leg would hurt.
So they didn't hurt your leg. You hurt your leg.
Yeah, you hurt your
For
leg by
being
doing
an
that.
idiot.
All right, I have
That's pretty-
probably one of the
pretty dumb.
greatest light up shoe stories ever invented. So my
Stories are
uncle,
invented, all right.
my uncle is a cop, or he was a cop in the city. He's retired now.
Pig.
But yeah, fuck you.
God damn.
So my uncle's telling me the story. He's like, yeah, one day I'm like, I respond to like a breaking and entering call, and I go up and I see somebody running down the street, and so I have to start chasing him, and like he thinks that he lost me, and I just like I start screaming at him like, you're running away from me at night with light up shoes. How am I not gonna see you? So
did he catch
the
him?
guy had he got him. The guy had light up shoes on and was trying to run away from the cop.
How old was
It
this
helped
person?
him run faster.
He was an adult.
An adult with...
Prejudice.
I didn't even know they made them in that size.
You
That's
can get
profiling
anything
right
made
there.
at
Did you
this
guys ever
point.
have Heelys?
Oh, yeah, I was going
Yes.
to transfer this conversation to
fucking
Heelys. I became a Heely
I still
pro.
want Heelys.
I still do too. They actually started making adult-size Heelys. We should...
had, like,
you know
the,
what? The start of this year, the start of this semester, we're going to Heely to class.
Yo,
I had
let's
like
do
the
it.
generic Heelys with like the button in the back.
The
The
what in
ones
the
that you
back?
couldn't
about?
take the wheel off.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like the button like went inside. Or not the button, but like the Heelys would go inside the shoe.
Yeah.
And there's a
Oh,
button. you just
I
pushed
had
it and it would
those.
come out.
I had... That was the first... Those were like the knockoff Heelys, right?
Yeah, they were the knockoffs.
Yeah, I had that, and then I think my mom discovered Heelys, and she's like, "Oh, this is the actual one." And,
This is the real
Yeah,
stuff.
I had Heelys for a day.
for a
For a
day.
day?
What did you fall in the ocean or something?
Would you lose
No.
the wheel?
So I remember when the Heelys thing happened when we were
He
kids.
lost his
and-
shoes as he was
and
riding.
and seeing the commercial, and I was like, I want those. Those are so cool. It's gonna change my life. It's kind of like my perspective on it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then of course my mom, being herself back then, decided to order them for both me and my younger brother. We got them. He tried them on. He was very good at like riding bikes and skateboards and shit like that at a young age, so he caught on immediately. Me, I put them on, like I'm gonna Heely everywhere, and I just bust my ass in the kitchen. And then I go outside, like, you know what? Maybe I need more space. Bust my ass outside, and I just I could
man.
not Heely to save my life. So I
Jesus.
just walked inside after a couple hours. I was like, Mom, I can't use them. And she
The-
sent them back and got her money back.
Wow. The way I
Yeah.
learned to Heely is always an odd thing to explain, but my grandma taught me.
Yo, your grandma was fresh as fuck.
She didn't, like, let me clarify, she did not wear or use Heelys at any given time. But
She was a master
was
roller
like,
derby champion.
she just figured out like what would be the way to teach someone to like roll around with one wheel on each foot, and she's like, okay, we have this little like I would say like waist height wall that
You know, about the size of an Ajita.
yeah, that's okay. Welcome to Italy. And the wall would like protect you from falling down the stairs, and then we had the couch against the wall. So she moved the couch away from the wall and just basically, you know those like beams that you use in physical therapy Like they always
Yeah,
have it
I've
in
been
movies. Have you ever watched a fucking like redemption movie where someone
Civil
who like,
War at the very end where War Machine's crippled.
all right, sure, yeah,
There
that
you
one.
go.
And it's like the
Alright.
physical trainer's telling you to go farther, and you're all grumpy because you're
Oh yeah, like
Can't
the two
walk.
Or when
beams
Tony
on
Stark
the
comes and
sides.
is like, "Hey, are you okay?"
yeah, and it's basically that except with wheels instead of a disability.
Or Iron Man suits.
Yeah, thanks for constantly bringing it back to Iron Man.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah,
I just
my
I just looked up
grandma told me
Heelys
to
right
eat.
now. Like they're not expensive. They're like $55 for adult ones, and they actually make good-looking shoes.
Really?
Like, I remember like the old ones were those giant fucking things on the side, like the
Yeah.
giant H on the side, and it looked like shit. But,
Yeah.
like they make ones that are just like plain black shoes.
Yeah, I mean they had to have improved the technology a little bit, right?
Oh, they didn't improve the
Yeah,
technology.
definitely.
It's still a wheel just in a fucking shoe.
Well, okay,
but it looks better.
Is it still where it's like you can like you feel when I remember when you would take the wheel out of the shoe and put in that little like rubber stopper, it just felt like you're wearing a dumb shoe.
I mean, I'll order them and then I'll find out how they feel. 'Cause
All right,
I
we'll
don't
have
act-
Liam's review.
I
on
don't
adult
actually
Heelys.
know what fucking Heelys
Are you
feel
really
like.
about to buy some Heelys?
No.
I did have some experience not that long ago with the adult Heelys. Not
Why?
myself.
Oh,
Did you
Well, back in high school, when I was still doing musical productions with my high school, the very first one I was a part of was The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And all of my castmates who were at some point in the show mermaids all had to wear Heelys and use them to
why are you
pretend-
enunciating so weird?
know.
Mermaids, Heelys. What the fuck is wrong with you? You have a stroke?
I think I'm slowing down to kind of recollect.
You having a heart attack?
I'm stroking out. But no, so the mermaids were they would wear Heelys. So because their bottom half was obviously supposed to look like the fish half, like, you know, would you fuck a fish?
So it wasn't
Conversation.
it wasn't the other way around.
Yeah.
It wasn't the other way around. So yeah, the bottom half in this show was the fish, and their fish half would cover up their shoes for the most part. So they would be gliding above the ground. It would almost look like.
Wow, that's magic.
So all of Ariel's sisters, Ariel herself, King Triton, and the two eels all did Heelys, and they all kept the shoes. They all kept the shoes after
I
the
would
show
have kept the shoes too.
because
Did
they liked
they-
it. But
did
the thing is, though,
anyone
they had
eat
to
shit?
spray paint them though to match the costume, so they are all like really fucked up looking afterwards, but they worked.
I have
funny,
so
huh?
many memories that like Heelys are in the
Mamaroneck.
middle of.
I have so many
Mamaroneck.
Marinara.
So, yeah, look, I missed a week of podcasting, so I can't
Yeah,
talk
you know what?
anymore.
We actually haven't talked about Sal's in a while.
Yeah, hey,
How's he
go
doing?
Sal's, they deliver.
How's Sal doing?
I haven't been there in a while because I'm in Jersey.
Damn.
Also, Sal hasn't worked there since I've been born, so I don't think I've
Good
ever
job.
seen him.
Marinara sauce out of your
Sal,
pocket?
come to work.
What Trey?
You ever dropped your marinara sauce out of your pocket?
I don't keep marinara sauce in my pocket, Trey.
Why are you so weird?
As a matter of fact, he keeps it in his veins because about 40% of his blood is marinara sauce.
Keep it in my wallet. Jeez.
Yeah. Nah, why would you put it in your pocket? You gotta put it in your wallet. At least your wallet. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Some people even have, like, special pouches for their marinara sauce in their pockets.
Put
Going
my
back
little zipper
to
compartment in my wallet.
That's pretty fresh.
Going back to Heelys for a second, I remember before they ended up banning all wheelable things aside from wheelchairs, I presume. When I
Nah.
would go to
My school
here's a-
banned wheelchairs.
walk, bitch.
Those Heelys are so
Learn
bad.
to
We gotta
walk.
get rid
This
of
is a
those
place of
wheelchair
learning.
kids.
Have a tutor tell you how to walk, just not physical therapy. Just be like 1 foot in front of the other. It's like, yeah, but they don't move.
I am quadriplegic. I can't move. No. Just got a one
Just
foot in front
learn.
of the other.
Just try your
Fix it.
best, I believe.
But there's another one of my white privilege stories. I used to go to Atlantis Paradise Island quite a bit as a kid, and they have basically like all the main hotel lobbies are huge, and they have all marble floors.
Wheelchair ramps. Oh.
Yeah, wheelchair ramps made of marble. No, it's just marble everywhere. And if you've ever used Heelys on marble, you know there's no turning back. Like that's the best fucking
Oh
surface.
yeah, no, that's
It's
don't
like
know,
ice
but I never
skating
got
on
to use
ice
them.
versus on snow. It just works better.
yeah, it's like skateboarding on marble is nice.
Yeah, so I would just, like, in the evening after going to the pools and all that, I just Heely in the lobby, and everyone was like, whoa, what's that kid doing?
Whoa, that kid is so cool.
Well, no, it was mostly, like, adults being like, what is that? Like, what the fuck is this kid doing? And I was, like, doing all
Whoa,
the
that
spins
kid
and
is
shit.
super cool.
Also, do you remember the commercial that advertised the Heelys with the little thing in the
grind
sole
plate?
of your foot with the grinder? Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, I did not aspire to be that kid at all. I was like, that's
I
cool,
did.
but
I
I'd
100%
die.
did.
It's like, that's
All I wanted
impossible.
to do was do tricks on my Heelys.
How many people died because of Heelys, you think?
I think maybe 4.
I think
look
it's,
it up real quick.
I think
Probably
it's
as
gotta
many
be in
that
the
died to
hundreds.
Pokemon Go.
So, thousands?
Probably.
How many people died to Pokemon Go, you think? We gotta look this shit up.
Well, I remember
I feel like
in
more
the
people
summer,
died because of Pokemon Go because people would be lured into traps and shit and would get stabbed.
Well, there's that, and then there's all the stampedes looking for
Well, it's
Charizards
a good thing
and
pedophiles
shit.
don't have access to the Master Ball.
It's okay.
That's a bad joke.
Shut the fuck
That's
up.
a real bad joke. What was that?
Milo,
What are you?
Milo thought it was
He sensed
bad.
the awkward silence, so he filled it in.
Ew.
All right, just like that duck or whatever.
Yeah, let's quit
pig.
talking about animals
You
in
think
it's
disgrace.
pig?
It always
Actually,
goes
guys,
wrong.
let's get back on the topic of animals. So, if an animal could speak, like if all animals could speak, which animal do you think would be the biggest asshole?
Crash Bandicoot.
That's
So
a bad
wombat?
answer.
The
No, he's a
biggest
bandicoot.
asshole, defined as just like a
Just
shitty
like, just a piece of shit. Just like think
Tipsy?
they're better than you, and it's just like
Cats.
you should like go fuck yourself. I feel
No,
like
because
it'd be
cats
ducks.
actually do, like they want to pretend like they're an asshole, but they're like, nah,
Yeah,
I just
they
want
still
your
want
attention.
lovins.
I'm thinking like,
Actually,
what the
cats
fuck is
are
it
the
called?
only animals where you need to earn their love.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the giant fucking bird that eats dead things that flies in circles above you in
Vulture?
the desert? Vulture. There you go.
I feel like they'd
girl.
be pretty down to earth though, because they'd be like, yeah, nah, I eat dead things.
Either that or it'd be like, get the fuck away from my dead thing.
Oh yeah, this is my dead thing. Oh.
Also, hyenas would
dolphins.
just be loud. Nah, dolphins would be. Oh, they do rape. So
Yeah,
all right.
dolphins are rapists.
Yeah, and they also have a
Serial
really
rapist.
bad superiority complex, though.
but
feel
so do
like-
humans.
I feel like swans would be like total dicks. Or geese.
they'd
animals
be
here.
so uptight.
Probably.
Yeah, no, geese would be assholes because geese are assholes as it is right now.
Also, swans do all the fucking public displays of affection when they do the curl of their neck that
peacocks.
makes it look like a fucking
Just
heart.
birds.
Yeah, I feel like
Fuck
birds in
birds.
general.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you know what? Crackles. If you live in the Northeast, you know about Crackles. They're a pain in the fucking ass. They'll just invade twice a year. Your entire lawn will be black because of all these little tiny birds.
I've never encountered that.
How have you never encountered Crackles?
Never have encountered a crackle in my entire life.
They're like little tiny crows that go in like packs of thousands. So they maybe it's just because I live next to
You
a
know,
field.
maybe
and-
I've seen them all the time, but they're always in trees.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
they're-
they will take
yeah.
over an entire tree, and that whole tree, it'll look like if there's no wind, that tree will look like it's blowing in the wind, and you're just confused. But most of the time, they're either in the trees across the street from my house, like on the field, or they're just all over my yard and house. Like I've had in my Pelham setup, I have a window right next to my my left monitor. And I had a bird just like fly into that window, not die, but just like fly into it a
Oh, yeah,
bunch.
no, birds are retarded. They suck.
I'm like, it's not even like it's a window that you could see. There's a curtain, like you could see that something's there, even if there's no glass. Let's say the window's fucking open, which you seem to be relying on. There's still a fucking curtain there that you're not gonna be able to fly through, and then you're also going into a tiny fucking room. What's your plan?
What's your
You also
ultimate
use
goal
your
here?
computer.
Birds are the Westchesters of the animal kingdom.
What does that
The fuck
even
is that
mean?
supposed to mean?
Wait, what's the school you went to? What was it called?
Yeah,
Alright, just-
Westchester,
yeah,
the
just-
school.
Don't give it to him. Just don't give
Well,
it to
that's
him.
your county. I know that, but what's the school called?
Nah,
The
just don't
college
give it
or my fucking learning disability school.
The
Nah,
stupider
just
one.
I
don't
mean,
tell
what's
him.
the difference? But
The
Don't tell 'em.
stupider one.
to him.
It's
So,
called
so
Windward.
again, guys, I
Win-
got another
yeah.
user submitted
Whatever that's
answer.
called.
from
Answer?
our biggest fan.
Alright.
Jessica
Our
says that
only
whales
fan.
would be the biggest dicks because they have the biggest dicks. I feel like they would have a superiority complex.
Well,
because
they're
of that
also. I would love to talk to a whale because it's like, hey, there's a beach there. Why are you on it?
shit. Why are
like-
you on this beach? You can't breathe.
What are you
I
doing?
just thought it was
man?
really, really cool.
It's like I just thought this was a good
Whales are
idea.
mammals, Liam. They can breathe on the beach.
Yeah, but they still
They
die.
can breathe, but they dry up, and their own weight crushes them.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing as not being able to breathe.
They also
You know what?
explode.
Fact checking with Trent
They
and Diana.
I took marine biology in high school. Okay.
Whales
see those
go on
videos
ground.
where
Is
they're
like,
whale
they die.
whale biology? I was gonna say.
You ever see
Is
the
marine
videos where like they're
biology?
out way too long and they end up
I took marine
exploding?
biology.
Oh, I've heard about that where their gases all what's it
Yeah.
called, build up and they just blow up. That's just
Yeah.
fucked.
I'm glad no whales have beached themselves on my beach yet.
Are there many whales in the Northeast?
Northeast, yes,
Yeah, like humpback whales,
but
are up
not
more.
not
And
Jersey.
Not
narwhals.
by New York or Jersey.
I mean, it would probably just end up being like some rogue blue whale. It's like, what?
Yo,
What
if
are
a
you
blue
doing
whale
here?
Ended up anywhere near New Jersey, I feel like it would get shot.
I feel like that's the most likely. I don't know enough about whales,
No,
but
a
I feel like
humpback
that's the
whale
most.
is like the most likely.
Yeah, but
What
in
Blue
New
whales are
Jersey,
the huge ones.
I know.
What was the hurricane that you guys had in the Northeast a couple years ago?
Sandy.
With Sandy?
Sandy. Did you guys get any beach whales during Sandy?
No,
Not to my knowledge.
we got everything else, but not beach
Yeah, we
whales.
got a lot of rain.
Oh,
lot of
yeah, I
well,
never asked.
houses.
Well, I think I might have asked Auric a little bit back in the day, but how were you guys personally affected by that when that happened to you, you guys up there?
Well, I was on the Jersey Shore at the time.
A tree fell on my house. It knocked a giant sun off the side of my house, but that's the extent of our damage.
I had a really strange experience with Sandy. Basically, there was a hurricane called Hurricane Irene that came before Hurricane Sandy. And the reason I remember the name is because my grandmother's name or nickname is Irene. But,
Oh, I know.
okay, I don't know why you'd know that, but sure.
Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I know. But so what happened there was we were in New Jersey for Irene, and we were like, oh shit. We didn't board the windows, but we moved all the furniture like to the center of the house and anything fragile and all the pictures and everything and the bed so that we wouldn't be by any windows and all that. And
Auric,
we
put your
should
ego
have
in the middle of the house.
like technically we were supposed to evacuate, but we just decided fuck that.
Yeah,
And,
luckily Irene wasn't that bad.
Here's what's weird. We take care of we're trying to sell it now, or sell it for the owner. But we take care of an apartment or a condo in what is the fuck is it called? Shit. It's a small ski place in upstate New York, Windham, right? Yeah,
Ah.
Windham. And
I like how you're asking me as if I know.
well, I got so many things that start with W in my life and end in ham. So I got Pelham, I got Windward, I got like there's too
Pelham
many
does not
wins
start
and
with
hams
W.
in
I
my
think
life.
he was referring to things with W and then also things that end with ham.
Well, like things that start with wind and things that end in ham. So
What
that's
other
my
wind
life.
Things.
What?
What other wind things?
Windward, my old school.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, like everyone in my family mixes.
you heard it here
Windward
first. Auric
with
went to
Windham.
Windward.
Yeah, well, I already know I'm dyslexic, so I got a good education there. It's expensive though.
Yeah, so go there.
Anyways, actually, quick tip: if your kid's dyslexic, bring him to a public school system in Manhattan because they
Assuming
will.
their kid's gender. Wow.
Bring him
It's
to
not
a
a gender.
real place.
Good job.
You said him.
Oh, did I? All right, whatever. Fuck you. Stop interrupting me, motherfuckers. You're losing my train of thought. Just let me tell the goddamn story.
Woo.
If you live in the city and your kid has special needs, they will pay for your tuition at Windward. So,
Oh yeah,
quick tip.
I was gonna work at a school this summer that was specifically for students with disabilities.
Oh yeah,
and,
what
like,
was it?
It was up in Nyack.
Oh.
It was the Summit School.
Never heard of it. I probably
Yeah,
played them
it's
in
like-
sports at some point because
It was. I'm pretty sure it's like a higher level one.
in Windward we just played other like weird private schools. But anyways, back to the hurricane story. So we were in New Jersey when the hurricane was supposedly hitting New Jersey. Absolutely nothing happened here. There was some water and, well, like here, meaning this house and neighbors. There were no trees falling, nothing major. But for whatever reason, it caused a huge flood in Windham, where it was described as a wave coming down the ski mountain, and it went right through the lobby of the apartment building or condo that we take care of. And they had to replace everything about it because it was like a fucking tidal wave just went through. And it also it flooded their river, which then took down a few like smaller bridges. So it hit them hard. It also took away, like it just swept away a relative's house, like someone that I don't know who. Like apparently I'm related to this person. I don't really know how. I just heard the story, and yeah, her house is just gone.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and because like no one expected any flooding there, they don't really have flood insurance, so they got fucked.
It's in Vermont or upstate New York.
Upstate New York. I mean, they were next to a river, but it wasn't like that close to a river. Yeah,
upstate New York is deep enough in, like inland.
Yeah, you don't expect a hurricane in Jersey to fuck you up in upstate New York.
Yeah,
but then. For Sandy, we did evacuate, and we ended up going. Well, we went to Pelham first, so we left Jersey and we went to Pelham, and we just like hoped everything would be okay here when we came back. And our power went out in Pelham, and we stayed there for a few days. I remember just like walking aimlessly with friends because we just didn't have anything to do, and everything was closed, and no one really knew what to do. And so then, because we just got sick of not having power and all that, we ended up going up to Windham, where we just like basically forgot that there was like shit going on because it was fucking fine there. The power was good. We had a fucking pool, a hot tub, and everything was good. Then we came back, and there's just like, yeah, everything's fixed. So we just like avoided it. But
yeah, I just like how Irene and it's called Sandy were like it was 1 year and then the next year.
Yeah.
So you would think
but they had opposite effects, which is what I thought was
You think
funny.
that people would be prepared for the fact that, like, after we got hit by one pretty big hurricane, you think the next year they would be prepared for another one.
But there wasn't a whole lot of preparation that you could really do.
Yeah, get insurance.
Well,
nobody fucking had insurance.
Yeah.
Like I remember,
but I mean,
that was
like
a whole
physical
big shit.
preparation, there wasn't a whole lot you could do.
No.
I know that there's a huge movement towards keeping the, what do they call it? The sand dune. There's a big sand dune on the western side of the boardwalk. So if you're like on the boardwalk, you got the beach in front of you, and behind you is the sand dune, and that's to protect all the millionaire houses that are like right along there. And if you even go on that sand dune, you will immediately get like a $3,000 fine.
To get shot.
Bang bang.
How do you think they build it up?
You become soil for the grass to grow.
You become the
but
sand.
Yeah, they don't want you to fuck around with
bury
sand
you.
you do not fuck around with the sand dune. So there's a lot of efforts here now. Also, pretty much, this sounds really mean, but Hurricane Sandy fixed Belmar. Belmar's the party town north of the town that I'm at. That I like. It's not shitty. It's just shitty compared to Spring Lake. And like Spring Lake's like a family-ish like suburb, and then Belmar is kind of like or at least closer to the beach. It's more like a young people rent houses kind of thing for the summer, and then
it's like where you go for a prom weekend and shit.
Yeah, so it basically, I remember walking through, even though we weren't really supposed to, and there were cops like kind of being like, "Hey, don't be here."
Hey,
I was walking on Ocean Ave and looking at all the houses with all the people that didn't have anything else to do. Just looking at all these broken down houses, but they were really shitty houses, and now there's giant mansions there. So, like,
sounds about right.
It ended up kind of fixing Belmar a little bit. There's still some shitty places in Belmar, but I just don't. It's not even really the places anymore. It's just the people that go to Belmar are just obnoxious.
See, I don't remember which hurricane it was. I don't know if it was Sandy or Irene, but it's called me and Jessica. We had just started dating, and we both fell into a hole made by a tree that fell over. And it was like a giant tree, and like
Wait, how did
I
you
was
both fall into a hole?
No, I was falling into it because I didn't realize it was there, and we were holding hands, and then like I tried to push her away, but she tried to grab me at the same time. So we ended up just both falling in this gigantic hole that like this massive tree was leaving in the ground, and it was like on Halloween or something.
How romantic.
That was funny. Yeah, and
You fell
we're still
into a
together
tree
5
hole
years
together.
later. So way back in 2012.
And that's how the first miscarriage happened.
Yep, that's how the first miscarriage happened.
Accidental
me.
penetration.
Wait,
The
what?
other
How do you get accidental penetration of a miscarriage?
the other thing that came from Sandy was I don't know if it was the same year or a year later, either months later or a year later, I'm not really sure, but I was in the ocean and I kept feeling like this metal pipe on the bottom of the ocean, and I was like, what is it? I'm trying to like pick it up, it felt familiar, and I was like, why does a pipe feel familiar? Like, what the fuck is this? And so I'm like slowly kind of trying to dig it out, even though it's underwater and the waves are constantly like burying my progress. But I was like, I really wanted to just figure out what the fuck it was. And it turned out it was like an entire piece of the old boardwalk. And the reason why the fucking pipe felt familiar was because they
like the
used
railing or
these metal
something?
pipes as railings. Yeah.
That's
and
funny.
so I was like, this feels so familiar, but I don't know what it is. And I realized later on that it was the whole fucking boardwalk. And
Sandy
I was
really
taking
fucked
pieces
up,
of the boardwalk out of the ocean because they were dangerous. Like there were sharp pieces of wood or like not even wood, but like the weird composite wood that they make to make
like
boardwalks.
the fake wood.
Yeah. And just metal pipes that they used for the handrails and shit. So I was just
Sandy-
like, for a year, I was just pulling shit out of the fucking ocean. That was just like
Sandy
giant
just
pieces of
messed up
rock
the
and
fucking
shit.
shore. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it also there's jetties on the Jersey Shore to prevent the waves from getting too big, and they're just basically piles of giant boulders that go. I think it's like every 1/4 mile, something like that, and they like got knocked over and spread the fuck out. So
That's
like,
crazy.
giant boulders were moved by water. It's just crazy to me, and they had to fix
scary.
that shit. There was tons of erosion. There's still erosion effects from it. Like one part of the beach is only about like 30 feet from the boardwalk. And then the other part, like the part that I go to, is probably like 300 feet. Well, that's my beach stuff.
Yeah, Auric, certified, unofficial, not certified lifeguard.
All right,
Well,
guys.
I did make a
So-
few rescues, but I wouldn't call myself a lifeguard.
So to keep with the topics of me bringing up random shit that I think of, so what kind of animal would you want to be horse-sized?
Guinea pig.
Lizards.
Why
I
would
want
you
a guinea
a
pig
horse-sized
because it's not a
lizard?
threat.
That's
A lizard
fucking
would be a fucking
dinosaur.
threat. If a lizard is a horse size, you have to kill that lizard.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
it's
a
gonna eat you.
dinosaur.
Yeah,
Dogs.
Right there is a dinosaur.
The only reason why I say that is because, like, basically, we would be living in Fallout if that happened.
Dogs.
Even a dog would be a threat because it's like you're now a
No.
chew toy.
Have you not seen Clifford? Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I mean Clifford was a pretty big red dog.
That was even bigger than a horse.
Now think of kind of the same size but smaller.
Yeah, but then again, dogs also don't realize how big. Like if you have a bigger dog, they don't realize how big they are, and they just want to sit on your lap. And a horse sitting on your lap would not be great.
Well, I'll take one for the team.
All right, I have
one
a,
for the team.
I have a
Pet.
probably unpopular answer. How about like a fucking hawk so that life is a little bit more terrifying?
No. Why would you
Because
ever
then
pick-
it's like
You mean
humans
you basically want
versus hawks.
dinosaurs.
No,
just
it would just
settled
be
the
like
fact.
it would be like, all right, kids, play outside, but make sure if you see a giant shadow, you run back inside. It's just
We
like a little
settled the
extra
fact
interest.
That birds are assholes. Why would you want a horse-sized bird?
You want a giant horse-sized asshole.
I think the tragedy of having like several kids a year being taken by falcons, it would be a tragedy, but it'd be pretty fucking funny too.
Jeez.
You know what?
Oh man!
If
Orc,
not
you're
lizards,
fucked
then
up.
I'm going gerbils.
Yeah, I
going
mean, gerbils would just chew on you. That's why I think guinea pig is the most practical answer. Not that any of these are practical, but guinea pigs would not really do
I'd
anything.
go with
to you.
rabbits, just because.
Rabbits
They'd
would
be
just
hopping
probably
around and
eat you
everything.
too.
Nah, rabbits wouldn't eat you.
I think they would.
I feel like they would eat me a lot less than a fucking horse-sized falcon would.
Yeah, but at least that's exciting. Like, getting eaten by a bunny is pathetic. Getting eaten by a fucking
not
falcon...
a horse-sized bunny.
It's still pathetic. It's like a cute, fluffy thing.
If we had a hawk or a falcon become bird-sized and they were that much of a threat, you know what would happen? They would be fucking extinct in 10 years because we would just kill them all.
What
That's
about
what would happen.
a double horse-sized horse?
How would that work?
That would be
Would it just
badass.
be,
I would
it
want
be a
that
bigger
horse.
or would it just be a horse-sized horse?
Roughly about the size of a Trojan horse from Greek mythology.
But imagine the shit that comes out of that thing.
Oh my god, I would not want to be the man that has.
I would hate to hike behind that.
And you gotta clean its hooves.
It'd be like a person.
If horse poop is already dusty and it's that big,
It's not dusty when it first comes out, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, it is.
As
Very
someone
good.
who just came back from Wyoming a little while ago, hiked on some trails.
what we could do is just wait for it to dry up and become dusty and all that stuff, right? But instead of using a broom, we'll just use a leaf blower.
It's not.
No, that would be terrible.
Yeah, then it's just
fucking
you're
blow
breathing
everywhere.
it in.
You know, horse shit in your mouth.
There's shit in the air every single day you're outside.
Yeah, but not that thick.
But not giant horse shit.
It's too big.
I don't want flying horse shit in my daily life. I don't even want it on the ground when I'm hiking. It's a pain in the ass. You gotta constantly look at the floor.
There's a reason why horses aren't like all the rage in the city anymore. It's because the fucking no one wants to deal with their shit.
Yeah.
When I say the city, I refer to New York City.
Also cars.
Well, I mean, that was a recent development.
How
and,
about
like,
this? Because Nova kind of gave me an idea. What animal would you want to get the ability to fly?
Ooh, that is a good question.
bison? So that I could be
so
I could get
Quidditch.
Appa.
No.
I want Appa.
Apple would be pretty cool. I'd want like my dog to be able to. Actually, no, my dog would be.
No, that would be because like dogs that run away, like you can't have
Yeah,
one of
no,
those
that's my
dogs that
dog.
just decides to run away because
How about
then it
monkeys?
just flies away. That'd be
I think monkeys would
terrifying.
be funny.
It depends on the
Fucking
monkey.
Flying monkeys.
Like I would
Wizard
not
of
want
Oz
flying
shit right now.
baboons. Flying baboons would be just like worse than ISIS.
Drive by throwing poop.
It's not even
away.
that. They would just get everywhere.
Driving by shit.
Have you guys ever gone to one of those parks where you could, they don't have them anymore really because they're stupid, but you would like drive through a
I mean,
baboon
they have
exhibit?
those like in Africa.
Well, no, they have them in Jersey too, or they used to. They had them at Six Flags. There was like this fucking drive-through zoo, and they had a baboon
Pretty sure that's
section.
called the safari.
Sure. I mean, it wasn't because it's not a safari. It's just fucking. It's
No,
a
but
pile
I
of
think
baboons.
that's what it's called.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
Like
They should-
the general term is safari.
it's like disrespectful towards the name of safari.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's just a
but-
pile of baboons
Yeah.
that just jump on your
My
car and
least
take
favorite
pieces
internet
apart.
browser.
I remember.
This is our car now.
You know the little like rubber piece of your on your hood that would like the water
Heely?
comes out of? No, not a Heely. It's like the thing that you spray your windows with, and it has like a little rubber nozzle.
Oh, on the hood of the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the baboons would just take that off and eat it. So like anytime we'd go through there, it's like you have to add the cost of replacing those because you know they're gone.
So what if they're like really
Right.
smart and every time they took a piece off, it was actually to make another
Yeah,
smaller
they're
car
just
for
making
them?
a car.
Rise of the Planet of the Baboons.
What is this? Some kind of Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Did you guys see the new one?
Not yet.
No, I have not.
It's
I
really
haven't
good.
had a. I just
When did
saw
you see it?
Baby Driver.
I saw
I saw
it.
Spoderman.
I saw it Saturday.
Disappointing.
I think
Fucking
the
Spider-Man?
next movie I'm
Spider-Man?
going to see is
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and then
Why?
after that,
I didn't like it.
I thought Spider-Man was really good.
It was a good movie. I just didn't think it was a great comic book movie. Because I'm a comic book snob. Like, I'm like super snobby.
yeah, I've never read a goddamn.
What didn't you like
comic book
about
in
it?
my
I'm
life, so-
curious.
It was a good movie. Like it had its funny moments, but I didn't feel like I wasn't encapsulated by Tom Holland.
He's blown the fuck up though. He's fucking.
I know
everywhere
everybody
now.
likes him. I'm just like I'm terrible. I also didn't like Stranger Things, so like a lot of people.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, you
people
might need
really
to get off
like
this
that.
podcast.
That was a great fucking show, and I can't wait for the new episode.
It was alright.
No, it was
New
fucking
season.
great.
See,
Have you
I'm-
guys
I'm-
seen the trailer for the new Netflix original series with Jason Bateman? I don't remember
Which
what it's
one's
called
that?
because it's a weird name, but it's basically like I think it like starts out. It looks like he's a regular family guy, but it turns out he smuggles money, or not smuggles, but embezzles money for a Mexican cartel. It just
That sounds
looks
pretty funny.
like it. Like just explaining it doesn't sound like it just doesn't get the right oomph. But if you watch the trailer, you're like, I like the tone of this thing.
But let's be real. Narcos season 3 got announced. For
I like
Yeah, that I'm excited
I'm
for.
pumped.
I'm so glad that they didn't just end it with Pablo.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
No, I'm happy that they're moving. to the
Spoilers:
Cali cartel.
Pablo dies.
Yeah, spoiler
Spoilers.
to real life. Pablo Escobar is dead.
Yeah, that was it. Was weirdly sad. It's like you should hate this guy, but you don't because
No,
he
I
put
know-
money in
I
a
know
fire
a
to
guy
warm his
who-
own daughter.
I literally know a guy who he lived in Colombia during the 80s. So he lived in Medellin, where
Oh,
Escobar
God.
was from, and he hails Pablo Escobar as a saint. Like he genuinely is, like, he will stand by it that he thinks that he is one of the greatest human beings ever, because he made the people that lived around him, like, he made their lives so much better.
Yeah. And
And,
he also
like-
made his family. It was all about family and neighbors and people who
it's crazy.
were in his pocket. But like the show, it both demonizes him and humanizes him. It makes him a family man who's willing to kill, but also just like willing to kill just to make a point. Like willing to kill for his family and also willing to kill just because he wants to.
Yeah, that's why I fucking loved that show. They
Yeah.
did that show so perfectly.
I haven't seen it.
You should
Well,
watch it.
spoilers. He dies.
Yeah, spoiler alert for real life. Pablo Escobar's
Fuck,
dead.
now I'm not gonna watch it because I know.
I just
the
wonder
ending.
what the next season, like who it's going to be about.
Well, it's
Is it gonna-
following the mustache guy.
Okay.
Mustache.
Was it wait,
The-
Mustache Cop?
Yeah,
The one that was in.
I would imagine
black
this show
hair
has a lot of
mustache
men with
guy.
mustaches.
because
Well, he was Prince Oberyn in Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, but it's called the blonde guy who followed the first 2 seasons. He like the real life guy. He never actually went on to
Do anything else?
do duels with the Cali cartel. Now he did other stuff, but he didn't do
Oh.
anything as major as Pablo Escobar.
Well, I
But-
mean, that
but
show
his-
kind of
his
makes you
partner-
want. It makes you
Oh, no,
want
it
him
makes
to
you
like get
want
back
him,
to his
yeah.
wife
Yeah,
and
Well,
all that. So
yeah,
we
but
should
then
start-
his partner goes on to do the Cali cartel, so they're following
picking out
him for the
music
third
for
season.
this week.
are you gonna be the one who decides that right now? That's what you're gonna do.
Are you gonna challenge me, Nova?
You're gonna be the one that like ends this whole thing.
Are you gonna challenge my authority, Nova?
I'm gonna challenge the fact that you've ever had authority in your goddamn life.
Oh,
I've had
shit.
Authority in my life.
Yeah,
What have you
over
had?
what? Your dog, Milo?
Yeah.
Bitch.
What about you, huh?
Pretty much everyone I come in contact with, because
That's a
Not
lie.
me,
people are oddly intimidated by a blonde guy that's kind of tall.
because you're a
Oh.
Nazi.
He also
Yeah, I
has
guess.
authority over the people he serves at his restaurant.
Yeah.
He controls
That's
their
not how that
food.
works. They have
All right,
authority.
guys.
What?
One last question, quick one
Yeah.
before we leave, before we do music. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Motherfucker, I talked about this so much with my friends over the past like month. Okay, here's what I concluded from my discussions with my friends.
I need your undoubted decision on what is a hot dog. Is it a sandwich or not a sandwich?
It is not a sandwich
There you go. Right answer.
unless
No, it's
No,
wrong.
no.
Unless
no, yes or no, Nova.
the
Don't need
bread
explanations.
breaks.
Yes or no.
if
No.
the bread breaks, it is now
No.
a sandwich because
No.
there are 2 pieces of bread.
No, you're wrong.
That is what we had. We came to that conclusion. The majority voted out of my friend group. That is the
Well, your
decision
friend
we
group's not
concluded
here.
to.
It's us.
You're a different friend group, and I'm sharing the wisdom of
No,
my highly
not a
educated Pelham friend group. And they
No,
were
but-
not intoxicated. They
hot
definitely
dog
were.
is not a sandwich.
Not
That is a
sandwich.
fact.
It is.
agree.
I agree until the bread breaks into 2.
Do you know
That
when a
is
hot
a
dog is
sandwich.
Well, why-
especially not a sandwich?
So
When it's between my buns.
Gay.
and that's how the second.
fuck
is
you.
Your ass
gonna-
Liam's ass is not bread.
Yeah, my
But no,
ass is
so-
not bread,
but-
so it's not
But
a hot dog.
ass not bread. Name of the fucking episode.
This
Yep,
may seem
there
like
we
an
go.
obvious question, though, but why would the bun splitting it all of a sudden make a hot dog, which is not a sandwich, a sandwich?
Well,
2
see,
pieces of
I
bread.
understand. Yeah, I understand his rationale, but he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's between 2 pieces of bread, then it's a sandwich,
But
quote
really,
unquote.
but
But
really,
it's
a
not
hot
right.
dog bun isn't bread. It's bread, I know, but
No,
it's
it's
not.
but it's one
sandwich
piece
bread.
of bread.
The way that we came to that conclusion were the people that were arguing that is like arguing your position, where it is absolutely not and never will be a sandwich. Then we asked why, and they said because it's only one piece of bread. So that's how we got to the conclusion where if it breaks, it's now a sandwich.
Different. I don't think that's the number one reason why it's not a sandwich. I feel like that's a really weird reason, because one piece of bread. I don't even really see. I mean, I know a hot dog bun is bread, but I don't see a hot dog bun as the same thing as a piece of bread that you would use for a sandwich.
But let me ask you this: what's more fitting to a really weird question to begin with than a really weird answer?
Yeah, than a really shitty answer. All right, guys.
Definitive opinion.
I'm just gonna tell you guys this. If you want to chime in on the argument that we're having currently, follow us on Twitter at Too Soon Podcast or Facebook.com/Too Soon Podcast. Let's do music.
I have an idea for my music today. I think what I'm gonna do, because I recently purchased an Alexa during Prime Day, or an Echo, or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm just gonna let her decide by selecting shuffle.
God, you're lame.
Well, let's see what comes of it.
I do that every week with Spotify. I just hit shuffle, and then whatever comes up is my music.
Alexa, shuffle.
Turning on shuffle mode.
Yo, you're ruining
Alexa,
the fucking audio, you
play
piece of shit.
next song. All right, it's Eminem.
It's Eminem. Rap God by Eminem.
Yep. Alexa, stop.
Alexa, shut the fuck
There's
up.
your answer.
God damn. All right, I'm recommending Fall Back Down by Rancid. Classic punk.
All right. I decided to go with a pretty decent song, Helplessness Blues by the Fleet Foxes. Pretty cool band.
Trey.
I'm gonna do
By
Smuckers by Tyler the Creator.
Oh, someone's on a Tyler kick, I see.
Fuck you.
You recommended Tyler like 2 weeks ago, bro.
Last week,
Bro. I don't give a fuck.
I almost did my usual thing of just burping straight into the mic, but remembered that we're recording, so I decided not to.
Well, it's for everyone who doesn't give a shit about Auric's burping. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. We're on youtube.com, and then just look up at Too Soon Podcast. Download us on iTunes, Google Play, Libsyn, Stitcher, TuneIn, everywhere that you want podcasts. If you know somewhere that we aren't on, hit us up, let us know. We will put ourselves on there, because I love to do that. And then if you want to email us because you don't like using social media or whatever, email us at thetooSoonCrew@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, boys and girls.
And one last little tidbit from the Trent man real quick. Auric here. We didn't really talk about tonight. We're not going to go into it, but Auric actually has been pimping out his Discord server a lot because we've been doing Halo Online. So you want to tell him how to get a hold of that, Auric?
Yeah, I mean, we do have this Discord, which I would prefer listeners of this go on this Discord because it makes more sense.
Right. Yes, definitely
But
does.
if you do play Halo Online, we created one of those discord.me links to make like the name of our Halo Online server, which if you don't know what Halo Online is, we probably go into it greater detail next time. But it's basically
we talked
like
about it a little bit.
Oh, did we? Well, it's Halo
Yeah.
3 on PC,
Did we?
basically.
Yeah, we did.
Basically a
mentioned
modded
in the
Halo 3 on
past.
PC, and it has mods that make it look like Halo 3. It doesn't naturally look like Halo 3. It's all complicated and weird. But we've been playing a lot of custom games lately, and I've been hosting the servers and downloading like hundreds of game types, which has kind of been my downfall because matching game types with maps, for any of you who have played or hosted a custom game in Halo 3, know that some of the maps are not named the same thing as the game type. So you just kind of have to mix and match.
Very often get people who are like, play this.
Yeah,
play
you
this.
you play this or I'll
Right
leave.
now.
Why aren't you playing that? And then they never leave because they have
Yeah.
nowhere to go. Because
Good
they're
times,
fucking
good times.
pieces of shit. Also, you get people that constantly just say the
Talking
N-word
about
because
you,
they think that's
Punisher.
a sense of humor. Saying
Yeah,
a
but come
bad
play
word
Halo
doesn't make
Online
you
with us. It's
funny.
fun.
Context is a very important aspect of comedy. Learn that or shut the fuck up.
Da, 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 da.
And we'll probably actually have a discord.me link for our Discord probably by next week. So keep
Yeah,
an ear out for
I've
that.
actually thought about that. I'll
Don't
probably
we
just
have
do
a
that
link
now.
for our Discord that we put in the description?
Yeah, but
every
a
week?
discord.me link basically makes you allowed to name the link. So like
You have a custom
here-
URL.
The URL for
Alright.
my Discord server, if you do want to play Halo Online, is discord.me/theduckpond. One word. Because
Any
it's a link.
caps?
I don't
So
think
I'll
that
have to
matters.
change every fucking description again to hold that Discord link. You fucks.
Yeah.
Well, the one that's available already can work, but we'll probably have one easy to type into a browser in case you're just doing it while listening to the show.
Yeah.
Hey, homie.
That way we
But-
can do the whole follow us on this as well by joining our server.
Mm-hmm. So on that note, we're going to end episode, I think, 15.
I'm pretty sure it's
podcast. Yeah, last week was 14, I'm pretty
I think
sure.
it's
Our
episode
editor-in-chief doesn't fucking know.
What a bad guy.
I'm the chief.
Yeah, I don't know. Editor-in-chief sounds pretty cool, right?
I've been Keith Chief, and we're signing off.
Bye-bye.